Good morning, children. So we have studied integer in our junior classes, particularly in class 6, and we also know the different ways that has to be kept in mind when we are solving integers. So in this chapter we will be discussing about the removal of brackets, and you have also studied the different types of brackets and the symbols like the small bracket, the parenthesis, the curly or the middle bracket, the square bracket and the vinculum. You also know that there is a particular order which has to be mentioned when we are removing the brackets, like if there is a question involving brackets like this. So first the vinculum, then the small bracket, then curly bracket, and finally the square bracket is removed. Similarly, if there are only the brackets that are being used, so first we will work out and remove the small bracket, then work out and remove the curly bracket, and then the square bracket. So sometimes we have to also consider the sign which is before the opening of the bracket. For example, if there is a plus sign before a bracket, then the bracket is being removed without changing any term inside the bracket. For example, if we have question like 5 minus 2b plus 3c, and there is a plus sign in front of it. So when we remove the bracket, the terms and the sign which is assigned to them remains the same. So we will just write 5 2b plus 3c, or if there is plus 2 and we are multiplying 3 plus 5a, so since 2 is having a positive sign, so it will be, we will just multiply but the sign will remain the same. It will be just 6 plus 10a. But if we have a minus sign before a bracket, then when we are opening the bracket, each sign of the term inside the bracket has to be changed. For example, the same question, if I have 5 minus 2b plus 3c and there was a negative sign in front of it, so when I will be opening the bracket, all the sign which are inside the bracket will change. Now see, 5 is having no sign assigned to it, so it means from the rule of integers this will be positive, so it will change to minus 5. 2b is having a negative sign, so it will become plus 2b. 3c is again positive, it will become minus 3c. So when there is a negative sign, all the terms, then sign which is assigned to that term will be getting reversed, like addition will become plus and plus will become the negative will become positive and the positive will become negative. Similarly, if it was minus 2 and it was getting multiplied, so we will have, since again this is positive, so it will be minus 6 and minus 10a. So whenever there is a negative sign, children, you need to be very careful so that you do not make the mistake, otherwise your answer will be same and you will get a bit different. Now suppose we have a question like 55 minus 25 minus 23 minus 12 minus 11 minus 8. So this is the question. So first what we have to do, first since there is a vinculum, so we have to operate that. So first 55, others will remain as it is, we will not change. So 12 minus 11 minus 8, it will be 3. Now next 55 minus 25 minus, so 23. Now there is a minus, so 12 minus 3 is plus 9, but there is a minus sign before it, so it will become minus 9. 55 minus 25 minus, so 23 minus 9 is 14, and again it is plus, so it will change plus to minus 14. 55 minus 25 minus 14 is 11, and since there is a minus sign, so it will remain as minus 11 and it will become 44. If you have any problem in understanding, you can alternatively solve it like, we have 55 minus 25 minus 23 minus 12 minus 8, 11 by 18. So you can use your own brackets like 55. The brackets which have been given in the questions, you will write it like that only. Only you will introduce yourself like 12, and this will be minus 3. Now 55 minus 23. This minus you will keep. Now what will be 12 minus 3? It will be plus 9. So you will write plus 9 in the first bracket or the small bracket itself, and it will just increase your steps of calculation, but there will be less chance of making mistakes. Now you see that you have to remove this bracket, but there is a negative sign before it, so the sign inside the bracket will change and it will become minus. Clear? Now you subtract. So we just need one more step to reach this step. We have introduced one more step. Similarly, 55 minus 25. So what will it be? 23 minus 9. So this will be plus 14. Just keep that bracket in which you are solving and introduce the number that has to be done. So again you see, this is positive and the sign before the bracket is negative. So the sign inside the bracket will be changed when we will be removing it. So it will be 55 minus 25 minus 14. So this will be 55 minus 11. Again, this is positive and the sign before the bracket is negative. So it will become 55 minus 11 and it will be 44. This is a bit lengthy, but this will actually reduce your error because you will be changing the sign. So you may face difficulty when you will be changing the sign. Similarly, if we have the next question as 3 into 17 minus 4, 8 minus 6. Now, so first 3 other terms will remain as it is. 4, 8 minus 6 is 2. Positive, it will write it at, and I will be solving using the brackets only. The 17. So we have to remove the bracket and the sign is negative, so it will become minus 8 because we have to multiply this. So this will become 3. And it will be 17 minus 8, it will be 9. So again 3 is having positive, so no need of changing the sign. So 3 into 9, this is equals to 27. Alternatively, there can be another way also, but this will again be a bit lengthy because you have to do a bigger calculation. Like the question is 3, 17 minus 4, 8 minus 6. So first what we are going to do, 17 minus, we will open this bracket with the signs. So means we will operate it. Like if you open the bracket, 4 will be multiplied with 8 and 4 will be multiplied to 6. But 4 sign is negative, so we have to change their sign. So it will be minus 4, 8, 32. So what if I suppose multiply 4, 8, 32 and it will be minus 24. Now change the sign. So it will be 17 minus 32 plus 24. Now multiply again. So it will be 3 into 17, that is 51. Now it is positive, so the sign will not change. We will just write as it is. 3 into 32, that is 96, plus 3 into 24 is 72. Now by Bodmas rule, if we just add and subtract, we will get the same result as 27. But children, I would prefer you that you use the first method, that is this one. Because if any multiplication goes wrong in this side, your answer will be wrong. Now suppose another question, minus 4 minus 5 minus 2. So this minus will remain, this will remain. 5 minus 2, it is plus 3. So minus 4, since it is positive, so the sign will change. Now minus 4 minus 3 is 1. Since it is minus, we will have the result as minus 1. So this is how we are going to solve. So your homework will be exercise 1C, question number 3, 5, 11, 12, 13.